Hi there, Carl Baker with managing member and owner of Infinity Commercial Capital, and continuing our series on the types of loans that we offer. So I'm going to spend a few minutes just walking through our loan programs and then just introducing them to you, and then we'll have some other videos and audio recordings that will drill into some of the more detailed particulars. So we offer, as I've said in other videos, we offer permanent financing, bridge financing, and ground up construction. Rule of thumb for permanent financing, if you're just planning to hold this property, rule of thumb is this says 150,000 and above, but really it's 100,000 and above. For bridge and construction, we can go to 60,000 or so. And that's just important to understand. FICO, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. The two immediate qualifiers that I think you really need to understand when you come to us is you generally need a FICO score of 680 or above, especially for the permanent financing and the ground up construction and the bridge financing to get best terms. If you don't have that credit score, you're probably not going to qualify for a permanent financing, but you may qualify for bridge financing, whether it's through our best programs or whether we find another lender for you that one of our lending partners that might be able to help, and they might care less about credit. But rule of thumb outside of that, especially for the for the perm financing, for the long-term financing, you'll absolutely need a 680 or above credit score. Walking through the rest of this, I'll just walk down the permanent financing and then we'll step into bridge and construction. So rule of thumb for a purchase, we will finance 80% of the purchase price. For a rate and term or cash out refinance, you see here, cash out refinance, 75%. The way I explain our DSCR program is as long as the rent covers the debt service, which is the principal and interest payment, and escrow for taxes and insurance, with a 10% coverage, then you'll be golden and the loan will qualify, assuming all the other things. We have a few things that you'll need documentation for, which we'll go through on another slide. And once you qualify for our permanent financing, you'll qualify for a 30-year fixed rate loan. And I think that's pretty important to understand because you can refinance at the right time when interest rates go down or you have equity built into it, as opposed to needing to respond to a 5-year maturity date. Plus, the 30-year financing allows for a lower payment, all other things being equal. It's important to understand we do have a prepayment penalty. We want you to invest in the loan, stick with the loan for 3 to 5 years. They're declining, so it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 3, 2, 1 on a percentage basis. Each year they go down a point. No income documentation, very limited in terms of experience, none on permanent financing. And I think that's important to understand. For bridge and ground up, again, we tend to do 80 to 180% of the purchase price and construction. We do need you to have some equity in the deal. We have a list of things that you'll need to qualify for. We'll go through that as well. But again, our bridge and construction tends to be one year interest only loans. What do you need? You can see the list here. Our application process is pretty basic. We can talk about what you need by looking at this list, and it's important to see what you don't need. What you don't need is you'll not be submitting tax returns to us, personal financial statements, income documentation. What you will provide is a very short application, LLC documentation, insurance, usually a lease agreement, but not always, as you can see on this list. You will need to show proof of funds. You will need to show a cash down payment and have some additional liquidity. Purchase contract, we've talked about purchase. You can see what you'll need in terms of experience here. Our loan process takes about 30 to 40 days, especially the first time. The second loan will take less time, and we'll give you a term sheet, do an appraisal, and then move you to closing, and we'd be happy to help you. Just continue perusing this website and reach out to us when you're ready to look into an actual loan. Thanks a lot.